Did y'all know that two very infamous serial killers have a connection to Louisiana? Of course y'all know who they are. Everyone knows who they are, especially everyone that follows true crime. They are believed to have murdered 9 police officers and 4 civilians. They are also believed to have stolen around $15,000, which would be around $400,000 today. However, did y'all know that these two infamous serial killers have a connection to Opelousas, Louisiana, which is about 10 to 15 minutes from my hometown of Carrico, Louisiana? Let me tell you what these two murderers were doing in Opelousas, Louisiana. Wednesday, my Cajun cuties. Yes, it's me, Anne-Marie, aka the Cajun Crime Queen from Carrico, Louisiana. Cajun born, Cajun bred, and when I die, I'll be Cajun dead. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to press notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne-Marie. And as always, thank you all for joining me on this Wicked Wednesday evening as we discuss another true crime case. How are y'all doing on this Wicked Wednesday evening? Thank y'all once again for joining me tonight. I hope y'all are all having a great night and a great week so far, and y'all are ready for the weekend. Let me tell y'all all a fun fact. This Sunday is my birthday. Yes, I'm very blessed to still be having birthdays. The 40s just keep rolling along. Yes, they do. I'm getting older, but I'm very blessed. I'm here giving y'all all these true crime videos. And I'm going to tell y'all something else. Y'all excuse the hair. I thought I would curl it for y'all. It didn't work out that way. It came out big, fluffy, frizzy. It's as big as Louisiana. Y'all just bear with the hair. But y'all are here to listen to the story. You're not here to look at me. Yeah. So y'all just listen to the story. And the story today is very different. I'm not giving y'all a huge story today. I want to give y'all something that I just recently learned. And I'm sure y'all know exactly who I'm talking about when I said earlier that two very infamous serial killers stopped in Opelousas, Louisiana, which is about 10-15 minutes from my hometown of Carrico, Louisiana, right before they were ambushed in Gibson, Louisiana. Tell me who they are. Tell me who they are. Yep, Bonnie Parker and Clyde Beforw. And today I'm going to tell you what exactly they were doing in Opelousas, Louisiana, right before they passed away. The story goes, it was a beautiful spring morning in May of 1934 in Opelousas, Louisiana. A man by the name of Mr. Welch was approaching his barbershop in Schutt's drugstore. As he was approaching his barbershop, a 1934 Ford pulls up on the side of him and asks the man, "Hey, are you the barber? And if so, I want a shave and I want it now." Mr. Welch was confused how the man was speaking to him, and this man was Clyde Beforw. He looked inside of the car and saw a cute, tiny, petite woman sitting in the passenger seat, and guess what was on her lap? A machine gun. Yes, a machine gun was sitting on Bonnie Parker's lap. She looked at the man and says, "He means business. He wants a shave and he wants it now." Mr. Welch fumbled for his keys, found his keys, unlocked the barbershop, let Clyde in, prepared Clyde for his shave. And as he was preparing for the shave, he saw Bonnie Parker, who was only around 4 feet 9 inches, standing outside of the car, kind of in the front of the car, basically on the lookout with this machine gun. You know how awkward that would be if people are passing by and someone is standing outside of the car with a machine gun? So of course, Mr. Welch was very afraid, like, what is going on here? I mean, I have this man that I'm shaving. He's demanding a shave. I have this woman outside of the car holding a machine gun, but he did his job. He shaved Clyde. After the shave was finished, Clyde stood up. And he says, "How much do I owe you?" and reached into his pocket. Mr. Welch said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's on the house." Clyde thanked him, walked outside, demanded Bonnie to get back into the vehicle, and the two drove north. Now, Mr. Welch was scratching his head like, okay, this was weird. And who are these two people? When he started thinking, he realized, I just saw their flyer at the post office across the street. These weren't just two regular people. This was the outlaw Clyde Beforw that Mr. Welch realized he just shaved. And that tiny, small, little woman that was in the passenger seat and standing outside of the car was his girlfriend, Bonnie Parker. He was so happy that he survived the ordeal, but was very confused on why he didn't get hurt. Now, isn't that crazy? That's crazy, yeah. Just think what Mr. Welch was thinking when he just shaved outlaw Clyde Beforw and his girlfriend Bonnie Parker stood outside the car with a machine gun. These are two very bad people, serial killers. They were wanted for kidnapping, for murder, doing all of these horrible, crazy things. And he's probably thinking to himself, thank God I just survived this. I'm okay. Now, a lot of people are going to ask if the building is still there. I don't know. I haven't been to Opelousas in years. But y'all can bet next time I'm in Opelousas, I'm going to look, yeah, because I want to know. I like to look up old Hollywood crimes. I like to visit sites, as y'all know. I love to research all that and to find the history in these locations. So I'm definitely going to go look at that, and I will let y'all know how that goes. Now, Hollywood has made Bonnie and Clyde out to be these massive bank robbers, that they wore masks and they targeted all these banks. But in reality, Bonnie and Clyde targeted tiny gas stations, rural, tiny little mom and pop grocery stores. They weren't getting massive amounts of money. They were getting money, but it wasn't like robbing banks. And they were so evil. They said they would just murder someone like that. Someone looked at them wrong. They were stopped by the police officers. Someone walked by them and said something. I mean, they would just didn't care. They were just like evil people, and they seems like they were just meant for each other. They didn't care what they were doing. They didn't care who they murdered. And it is believed they murdered 13 people. As we all know, days after they left this barbershop in Opelousas, they were ambushed on May 23rd, 1934 in Gibson, Louisiana. Yeah, the cops knew they were coming. And it was said that they were shot over 100 times. But when I looked it up, it says that Clyde Beforw was shot 16 or 17 times, and Bonnie Parker was shot 26 times. But a lot of people say they were shot each 50 times. So who knows? I don't know. I'm definitely going to look into the autopsies. But now I'm going to give you some key facts about Bonnie and Clyde. The first key fact I found out about Bonnie and Clyde was that they did not just target banks, as I told y'all earlier. They mostly targeted little grocery stores and little gas stations, not getting very much money. Another key fact was that they were both very small people. It was said that Bonnie was around 4'9", weighing 90 pounds, and Clyde was around 5'3", weighing 130 pounds. When I think of serial killers, I think about big, scary people like Derek Toddley, like Eileen Warnos, just scary-looking people, rough-looking people. However, Bonnie and Clyde didn't fit that image. They were two very small, well-dressed people that just drove around in stolen cars, murdering people. Another key fact was that Bonnie Parker was legally married when she passed away, not to Clyde Beforw. Clyde and Bonnie never married. In 1926, when Bonnie was 16 years old, she married her high school sweetheart, Roy Thornton. And when she was buried, she was still wearing his wedding ring. And Bonnie never went by her married name. She was always Bonnie Parker. Clyde Beforw had his first run-in with the law in 1926 when he stole a rental car or didn't bring it back. I can't remember. But it was also said that he got in a lot of trouble in 1926 as well for stealing a chicken from a cockfight. Yeah, that was one of his first crimes. Clyde Beforw stole a chicken from a cockfight. Another key factor about Bonnie and Clyde was a famous roll was recovered. And in this roll of film, there was a famous picture of Bonnie holding a gun with a cigar in her mouth. But in reality, Bonnie Parker never smoked cigars. She thought it was going to be a funny joke by posing with the cigar in her mouth. And when Hollywood saw that picture, everything took off. They put Bonnie as, as the scandalous image, her holding this big, huge gun with a cigar in her mouth. But in reality, no, Bonnie Parker did not smoke. Another key factor I found out about Bonnie Parker is the mortician who performed her, made her up before she was put into her casket, said that Bonnie Parker had the most beautiful feet he had ever seen. Yes, Bonnie Parker had beautiful feet and beautiful toes. Clyde Beforw hated the police. And it was said he had so much hatred for the police because he suffered severe physical abuse when he was first put in prison. It was also said that Bonnie and Clyde wanted to be buried together. These two were head over heels in love with each other. Looks like they were just meant for each other, all what they did together. However, they were not buried together or even nearby each other. They are both buried in Texas. I believe Clyde is buried in a plot with his family. When I watched the video, all their graves are together. However, Bonnie Parker is buried at another graveyard along with her mother. Now, the reason why the two are not buried together because Bonnie Parker's mama said, "Oh no, my daughter is not going to be buried with this criminal." In reality, her daughter Bonnie Parker was a criminal as well. But you never want to believe your child is a criminal. And I agree with Bonnie's mother. I would not want my daughter to be buried with a criminal. But both of these two human beings were massive, evil criminals. They are not buried together. So these are a few facts about Bonnie and Clyde. I just wanted to give y'all the fact of them being in Opelousas, Louisiana, which is near my hometown of Beforw, Louisiana. My final thought, I always give y'all my final thought. And my final thought is, Bonnie and Clyde put the face to the face killer couples. A lot of people out there don't realize that there are several Bonnie and Clydes out there. There are several killer couples. BJ and Erica Seifrick are one of them. But Bonnie and Clyde put the face on killer couples. When you think about an infamous couple that killed, the first people you think of are Bonnie and Clyde. People are Bonnie and Clyde for Halloween. Nobody remembers all the other killer couples out there. Bonnie and Clyde are infamous. Just like in my opinion, when I hear the phrase serial killer, the first person I think of is Ted Bundy. In my opinion, he put the face to the face serial killer. That's just my opinion. So there are a lot of people that we don't know. I know a couple of them, but a lot of people that we don't know are in fact killer couples, just like Bonnie and Clyde were. The crazy thing is now they get caught within months, days, years. Bonnie and Clyde were on the run from 1932 to 1934. There were no surveillance cameras and all that like we have today. So it was harder for them to get caught. But Louisiana knew they were coming and ambushed them in Gibson, Louisiana on May 23rd, 1934. And you could even go out there. I believe they have a museum with a few of Bonnie and Clyde's things. There's also a plaque exactly where it happened, where the location is, where they were ambushed in Gibson, Louisiana. So y'all might want to go check that out. That is definitely on my bucket list. I would like to get out there and see the history behind Bonnie and Clyde. As always, stay safe, always be aware of your surroundings, and always know that I'm here for each and every one of you. I hope after this video that you like, subscribe, and comment, and don't forget to press notification bell so you never miss a video from me, Anne Marie. And as always, thank you all for the love and support, and for you, I am truly grateful. I want all of you to have a great weekend. I will see you next week with more Cajun Crime Queen videos. I love each and every one of you. Bye.